Hi friends, I'm Andrew Carruthers, Education Director for Sam Villa. As we travel around doing classes for you guys at your salons, we realize that one of the things that sometimes you're unsure about is where do you start the texturizing within a haircut? So within a haircut, I know it sounds really basic, I know it sounds really simple, but we just need to start where the weight actually is. So for example, with a long kind of bob sort of shape like this, a lot of times what we see is, okay, there's weight down here, especially at the neck area. And what we'll find is that people will want to come to the top first. So they'll take a section up here on top and they lift it out and they start taking a blending shear and removing weight. Well, what happens is the top surface starts getting lighter and lighter, but really all that bulk that you see, it's not changing. How many of you have had that challenge? So if we think about where does the density actually come from, the density, the heaviness, is all that bulk at the hairline, isn't it? So what we can do is actually section that area out within the haircut, start down at the bottom where the density really is, clip up that upper surface up and out of the way, and then we can start down here. A great tool for this is the Signature Series Invisablend shear because it's going to be really gentle with how it removes weight, and it allows us to actually be pretty aggressive. We can get in really deep into the hair strand and close without being worried that we're going to create too many little tiny peaks and valleys. Now you can kind of see it doesn't even take that much hair away. So if you're having challenges with weight and density towards the bottom, more than likely you're gonna wanna come from the inside out. Get down here in the nape and start taking out weight and then work up in sections. So I'd take the next section, address that, and then drop down that top. More than likely after you do that middle area, it's gonna be great. Now, what if we're layering hair? What if we have more of a layered pattern? Because a lot of times what happens with layered patterns is because of maybe a low elevation point or something like that, as you're going through the layers, you might have a little bit of a shelfy feeling right here. Now, again, the tendency is we'll grab that whole area, we'll pick it up and we'll start going at it with the texturizing. Well, if you're lightening up the area below where the weight is as much as you're lightening up the area where the weight is, guess what? You're not actually changing the balance. Is this making sense? So what we would suggest is if you see that area that's heavy, you come in and literally just grab it. Just pick up that chunk that you can see, oh, there's where the weight lives, and isolate it. So that way, now when you take that section and go through to soften it, you're actually addressing where the weight really lives. So again, this can probably seem a little elementary and a little basic, but it's also one of those things where you kind of look at it and you go, well, duh, of course that's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's what we always hope to offer you through our education, is really practical, honest information that we know is going to help you out every day behind the chair. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, please leave them in the box below. We'd love a conversation with you about this. And thank you so much for supporting education. I'm Andrew Carruthers, Education Director for Sam Villa.